Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King. Jimbo has the night off as he has work. So he has to go work and make money like a productive member of society while I'm here hanging out with you, welcoming in the official beginning of the 2025 season. Yes, it's the Hall of Fame game. Yes, it's the preseason. But ladies and gentlemen, this is our first taste, our first little wet of the beak of NFL football, and that's what we're here for. We're just here, like I said. Normally when we do these, watch-alongs and stuff like that, we're watching the action, we're doing the play-by-play, we're doing that stuff, and I'll do a little bit of that, obviously. But I think today is going to be more just kind of like a hangout. We're hanging out, we're welcoming back the NFL, and just here. We're going to sit here, we're going to bullshit for a little while, have a little Q&A in the chat. We're just gonna talk with each other. That's all. Just have a nice football conversation with actual real life football right here for us, ready to go. Why does this thing seem a little off? I don't know. Again, this is brand new. This is the first time here, so I'm checking the graphics. I want to make sure everything looks all right. What is it? I guess is it just my brain? Is it just my brain not working right? Oh, there goes the ticker. That's not great. Or maybe that's what it was. Here we go. See, hey, listen, working out all the bugs. Got to start doing that now. Yes, and we do have a lot to talk about ELS again. As just before we came on the air, Washington, the old Redskins, and Terry McLaurin has requested a trade from Washington. Right before everything starts. Right before everything started, he's like, "Hey, you know what? It's time for me to get the hell out of here." And I'm not sure how that is gonna go. Sorry about that. Let's see. We're gonna this all still. And does he end up somewhere else? I don't know. Like, is Washington going to be willing to let him go? Although, like we said, he's looking for, 33 million, somewhere around that area. And we just saw Cortland Sutton get a contract with the Broncos for, 23? And he has similar-esque numbers to Terry. So him asking that, asking for almost $10 million more than what Cortland Sutton just got when you're producing the same amount. Like, I understand Washington's point of view. But, excuse me if I burp. I just had tacos tonight. This was night 2. This was the second straight round of taco night in King household. And first of all, fantastic. Love tacos. Tacos are amazing. So get a little burps. It's going to happen. As they are doing some of the pregame here, paying tribute, obviously, to the lost lives at the attack at the New York City offices there on Park Avenue of the NFL. Gunman took the wrong elevator and ended up shooting people from BlackRock. And also took the life of an off-duty New York City police officer. So, I mean, very bad, horrible situation, which is, it's weird to say could have been worse when you look at that kind of situation. But, boy, just it's been a kind of week already. And if there's one thing we've learned, again, for somebody who's seen a lot of damn tragedies in his life, being a millennial, having lived through being right across here, right across the Hudson from New York City when 9/11 happened, and watching that happen right outside your window and doing all that kind of stuff. The one thing that always brings this country together is football, and I don't think that's arguable for anybody. But football is what does it. So here we are once again watching football together, and it's good to be back. It's good to have you guys back. This is year 2 of us doing the live streams here on YouTube, and this is gonna bother me the whole night. Why is my ticker off? My ticker seems just to be a little off, and I don't like it. I'm just gonna be messing with it all night. And you know what? That's fine, because this is it's preseason for everybody. So we're just going to be preseasoning it out here. ELS in the chat, he says, I did get some UFL news. It's confirmed that Columbus, Ohio is indeed. Dude, what if they brought back the Ohio Glory from World Football League? Like, we brought back the USFL, we brought back the XFL 3 times. Let's bring back the World League of American Football. We don't know which. Yeah, I heard there were a couple places, either new places. I also heard New York, New Jersey was again in line. I heard Seattle was in line. I also heard somebody say Jacksonville maybe, or Orlando. So I don't know. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff is away, and we are officially in the 2025 NFL season. It's the preseason. Oh, is there a fumble already? It seemed to be there was a fumble already on the kickoff. And it was recovered by the Chargers. So we start the season off. The Chargers kick it off. The Lions fumble on the opening kickoff. And the Chargers now have it in fantastic range. Unbelievable. Oh, it's a butt fumble. He Sanchez'd it. Oh, no! That is not an auspicious start for the Detroit Lions. What a way to start the NFL season. What a way to start it. Yeah, that ball is moving before his knee touches. That's out. The refs are stopping play. They're still going to take a look at it. Hamster says, we are so back. Indeed we are. Right off the bat. We get a fumble, and we get the officials not quite sure what's going on. And let's see. He hits his own teammate's ass there. His knee is down there. I can't see nothing but butt cheek. Oh, but it looks like it's coming out. I was going to say, we can make an assumption. ELS says the other places involved with the UFL, or the rumored locations, are Orlando, Louisville, and the one that's a surprise to me is fucking Boise. Really? Boise? I mean, I like the idea of going to the smaller markets, like a college market, and doing football there. And, you might have a better chance than to the already saturated markets. So that might work. Hamster telling everybody out there, if you're watching, new people coming to the chat, we are friendly indeed. The chat room is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Ask a couple questions. Like I said, it's kind of just a hangout today. Not going to be like super serious play-by-play here. Yep, rolling on the field stands. It is Chargers ball. After an opening kick, the opening kickoff, the very first kickoff of 2025, ends up with a fumble. So, there we go. Unbelievable. ELS is just in his glory, being a Packer fan, saying on another episode of the Detroit Lions, screw it up. The rivalries will always run deep. Will Dissly He gets a gain of about 9 yards. It's Trey Lance starting here for the Chargers. Still in the league, believe it or not. It says played last 2 seasons with the Cowboys. Played is an optimistic term when it comes to Trey Lance. But, hey, whatever. I even got my Giants mug out, man. Football season starts, Giants mug comes out. They're going to have a handoff here, and we have our very first flag of the game. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Flag counter. The flag counter is back. The flag graphics are back. Everything's back. Here we go. ELS wants to know how the hell Trey Lance is still the NFL. That was kind of my thought. That was kind of my thought. Punch the mic. There's the first punch mic of the 2025 season. There will be many more. It's going to be another handoff here, and that's going to get down to about the 5-yard line, about 2 yards short of a first down. 2nd and 2 coming up here for the Chargers. Eli says, I can already hear more happiness in your voice. That's what, indeed, that is what football does. We've been kind of miserable. Also, I mean, I'm miserable all the time. But you know what? I'm not miserable when I'm watching football. At least not Giants. Giants football, I'm extra miserable. Giants football makes me fucking furiously depressed. But regular football, like good football, that's fine. Another snap issue, and Trey Lance has to fall on that. So 3rd down and short coming up here for the Chargers. They are in, again, it's going to be right around the 6-yard line now. It's about a loss of 1.5 yards on that. So still looking to see if they can take advantage of that Detroit Lions fumble on the opening kickoff. Giants football, a terrible, awful tradition, unlike any other. And it's going to be a handoff, sweep to the left, and cannot get to the corner. And that's going to be a 4th down coming up here for the Chargers. Chargers, goal. ELS says we need a counter for every time that we see a Hall of Fame player. I was thinking about doing that, but out of solidarity with my boy Eli, if he's not a Hall of Famer, no one's a Hall of Famer. So I'm not even going to do it. Eli should have been in, but here we go. 4th and 2, Chargers going for it. Why not? It's preseason. Trey Lance looks, throws wide open, touchdown. Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers, go. As they get a touchdown to start this off after they kicked it off. Lions fumbled it. They get it. They being the Chargers, and with a short field, they go down and score, and the first touchdown of 2025 belongs to the Chargers. Is that signs of good things to come for the Los Angeles Chargers and the Bolts fan base? We don't know. We'll see. And that kick is up, and it is good, and I don't know why that keeps on doing that, but that's going to stop. We're going to have to stop that. And there we go. So there we go. The first numbers up there for the season. Chargers 7, Lions nothing. We have our first flag of the season. We had our first fumble of the season. It's just all been fun. Hey, we got our first bot of the season. All right. How you doing, bot? Look at ELS doing his work, though. I love it. That's why we got ELS, baby. ELS knows what's up. ELS, he's our quick draw McGraw. Love it. That's good. Listen, I would think about giving Hamster mod control. But, I don't know. I'm going to sleep on that one for a little bit long. Just a little bit longer. Just for now. Just for now. We're going to leave that one for a little bit. But that's why ELS is why. Because, listen, ELS runs his channel very well. By the way, you guys want to check that out. ELS TrainTuber 501. ELS is our boy here. Go check out his YouTube channel. Great stuff. Great content. Especially if you're into trains or into arena football. Because my boy, big fan of the Green Bay Blizzard. I believe he has season tickets. And he's always got videos up of the games that he goes to, so that's pretty sharp. You get some college hockey season's coming up too, ELS, so don't forget about that. We get to watch those videos as well. That's true, Hamster. That is very true. So you will definitely be you are the Trey Lance of our mods. You are our emergency mod. Something wrong happens. You got to step up. You got to be game ready every day, Hamster. You got to be game ready. Hamster says when he bring back the Georgia Force, he'll be back into arena football. I kind of feel the same way with my New Jersey Red Dogs. Red Dogs. Dead ball spot on touchbacks that don't touch in the landing zone are changed to the 35-yard line, and trailing opponents can declare onside kick at any point, not just the fourth quarter. Those are good rule changes there. Like I said, everything else with the kickoff doesn't seem to have changed. Let's see if the Lions can hold on to this kickoff. And this one comes out to the 35, and they do hold on to it, so they will have possession. And the first possession now for the Lions as they step out onto the field. As we see Kyle Allen played in one game for the Steelers last year. And this is his fifth team in the last 5 seasons. So he's trying to pull the Ryan Fitzpatrick playing for all the other teams, except at least Ryan Fitzpatrick was productive with the teams that he was on. Kyle Allen is And here goes the Lions. First play from scrimmage. Going to be a bit of a sweep outside. Good for about 2 yards. Maybe Reynolds with it. But we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves another flag. And that's going to be on Detroit holding. On Zylstra. That's going to get you cut real quick. Can't do that. Working out some of the new graphics here, too. I hope you guys like it. If you guys got any idea, like, here's the thing. I'm open to anything. So suggestions, comments, criticisms, anything about the display that we have, the kind of what we do here. This is the time to work out all the kinks before the season gets here. So, like I said, that's why I have this as a kind of just like a hangout and Q&A and seeing what we're going to go here, a little other discussion here. First and 20, it's going to be run for about 1 yard right up the middle there for the Lions. Not much. ELS in the chat says the Blizzard have their first round playoff game this Sunday. Be ready for some awesome shorts for the Blizzard playoff action. Yeah, who they play? They're playing Jacksonville, I think it was. I don't know what the team name is in Jacksonville in the league. Is it the IFL that they're in? I forget which one it is for which one the Green Bay Blizzard is in, because there's a lot of indoor leagues now, unfortunately. But oh, should have been caught, was not. Incomplete pass. Hit him in the hands. He had it, but bobbled it all the way and then dropped it as he fell to the ground. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 18 coming up here for the Lions. Hamster says, let's see what the Lions can do. Rawr. I forgot. Yeah, you like the row. They're playing the Tulsa Oilers, and I know that. I like the Tulsa Oilers. I like their logo. They got a good logo. Indoor Football League, yeah, because that's it. There's the Indoor Football League. There's the International Indoor Football League. There's like the International Arena Football League or the International Arena Football Association or the American Arena I know there's like 17 different leagues. I know the IFL is one of the better ones, better run ones at least, you know, where the teams have, you know, some sort of stability and, you know, an actual practical working business model. I know I know out here, I forget what league it was. They were trying to bring back the New York Dragons, and before the season even started, all the players left. Everybody who was involved with the business left. Anybody who was like the general manager and other stuff left because it turned out like all the business practices were screwed up. The league was like, listen, we need certain guarantees about this, that, and monetary gains. And the players didn't have a practice facility. The players didn't have any equipment. They didn't have, like, they had nothing. And so it was just kind of like, those things make the arena league experience seem like second rate. So it's good to see like when you have like the IFL, you know, it, and you see how like the Green Bay Blizzard are, and we've seen a lot of your videos on your channel there, ELS, you know, that it looks legitimate is what I'm trying to say. It looks the most it looks like the most AFL, the most Arena Football League look that I've seen in like 20 years. The last time the Arena Football League or Arena Football in general looked legitimate to me was back in like that early 2000s period when Arena Football was really, really big. That's the last time that it seemed really big to me, or legitimate and stable. Little did we know how unstable the AFL actually was. Chargers here on first down, and they are moving the ball again. They have it out near the 35-yard, their own 35-yard line after the punt. I did see they're trying to start AFL 3.0. It's like, guys, like at some point to me, it feels like the AFL brand itself now is toxic, is poison. Maybe it's time to leave that brand alone. Let it die. Let it be dead. Let's come up with something else. If you want to come up with like the American Football Arena League or Arena Football Association, something. But I think having AFL as Arena Football League and having the same shield and logo and branding and everything, maybe 20 years ago that branding held a little cash to it, but nowadays, and any good that came from that AFL branding is gone in my mind. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like at some point I think the idea of having a arena league called Arena Football League, you gotta get rid of it. Like it's just move on from that, come up with something else. Like I said, the indoor football league looks pretty good. Big pass from Lance, caught way down the field. That's going to be a first down into Lions territory. Trey Lance slinging the ball so far in this first quarter. Doesn't look bad. Again, it's the Hall of Fame game. Let's everybody pause. Pause for a second. Let's pause. But looks good. Looks good. And that's going to be a 3-yard gain there on first down for the Chargers. Chargers offense moving the ball here against this Lions defense. Again, Hall of Fame game. Like I said, we're just here screwing around. By the way, my name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here. And it is what it is. We're just hanging out. Chat room's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Ask a couple questions. A big Q&A kind of show here. We're just hanging out, bullshitting, shooting the shit, as they say, and watching this Hall of Fame game as we welcome in the 2025 NFL season officially. ELS, I did see you. Thank you so much for the good work in there and dealing with the spammers. You know, watch NFL seasons here. Go ahead. You know, click this link. Yeah, okay. And then give my computer aids. No, thank you. That's not what's going to happen here. That's not what we're doing. And ELS is here to protect you from all the computer aids that the spammers are going to try to put in the chat, which is why it's safe to come on in the chat. Say hi, say hello, say how you doing. And like I said, just a big hangout Q&A today. Not being as serious with the watch-alongs as we might sometimes be. And let's be honest, the regular watch-alongs are not that fucking serious. So, Trey Lance, good scramble, finally gets the ball away before he goes out of bounds so he doesn't lose yardage. But it's going to be 4th and 6 now for the Chargers. I got to say, Trey Lance, again, it's a Hall of Fame game. I'm not saying that. But for 2 series in a very early preseason game, looks good. Looks good for a backup. I'm planning on that, ELS, for the games that I do where the teams wear the throwbacks. The graphics will be throwback. Ooh, Dicker the kicker hits the upright and it bounces off. No good. Oh, Dicker the kicker, he couldn't feel sicker after missing that one. Ha ha! Oh, we're back, baby. We are back. Hamster, what I mean when I keep on saying it's a Hall of Fame game is that we're just going to be here bullshitting. Like, it's not going to be me like, oh, second down, 12-15 left in the first quarter. Here's like that's all I mean. We're taking it a little bit lighter as far as that goes. So like there's a little bit more interaction if people want to come into the chat. That's all I'm saying. Relax. I'm excited as well. There's a reason why we're doing this stream is because football's back, baby. You know what I mean? You know, I've missed doing this. This is fun. And listen, I did the Stanley Cup Finals game live stream, which was fun. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoy doing, I enjoy doing the watch-alongs and the live streams. I really do. And again, I love hockey, and I want to do more of that. But there is nothing quite like football. Even if it is the Hall of Fame game, don't get your panties in a bunch. Even if it is just a Hall of Fame game, this is fun. Now, this is my element. This is where I want to be. This is where you want to be. This is where we all want to be. Which, by the way, if you're here and you want to be here, please come into the chat, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. By the way, if you want to help us out at all, like, share, subscribe, hit those little buttons down there. Those help us out tremendously. Also, if you want to help us out a little bit more in the tangible fashion, like actual cash money, that can help us as well. We have links for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below this video. They're also usually in the top here, but for today, right now, what I have pinned to the top is a link for my nephew. You want to go vote for him to be Youth Athlete of the Year. He's got a chance to win a $25,000 scholarship and be in an ad for Russell Wilson's 3 brand. So that is pretty sharp. I want to make that happen for him, and you can help make that happen for him. So in lieu of any donations or anything like that, you would do that. Go over there, give a vote for my nephew. That link is in the top of the chat. And again, that would be well appreciated. Thanks so very much. And again, also, please like, share, subscribe. Helps me out, helps Jimbo out, helps the channel out. And hopefully we can get closer and closer and closer to monetization, which I think is 1,000 subs, which we are a long way away. We're a long way away. And Lord knows the way I talk on here, we'll be demonetized as soon as we are monetized. But you can help us out. It would be fantastic. Thank you so very much. So, with that missed kick, the Lions now have possession at the 42-yard line, their own 42. And we have another flag, and we have another massive loss there, about 3-yard loss there for the Lions. But let's see what the flag is. Offsides on the Chargers. Chargers goal. I'm going to be doing the Arnold thing, like, every time I watch a Chargers game. It's just going to happen. Also, a quick reminder, as I did last year, I'm going to remind you this too. The flag counter that I use is for every flag thrown. Doesn't matter if it's picked up. Doesn't matter if it's, declined or anything like that. If you see the flag counter there, that means that's every flag thrown, no matter what, because we got to hold the officials to account. Stop throwing so many goddamn flags. Hamster in the chat says the most fun was us watching 4 straight games last year. I'm going to try to do more of that. Big run there for the Lions. First down. Frank Reynolds, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Was about a 13-yard run, 14-yard run? Good for him. But yeah, I definitely want to do. I think I'm going to do a marathon game again, where we do like the international game in the morning, do the 2, do the 1 and the 4 o'clock, and then do the Sunday night. It'll be a long day, but I like doing it. I want to at least do it once. Might do it more. depending on how we feel about that. But I actually do enjoy doing that. It's an all day football here with you all day with football. Who doesn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to do that? I want to do it. Got my delicious coffee. That's it. And I'll have coffee all day. Like, I'm gonna have coffee all day anyway. So. Allen steps back, has time, and then just throws it right into the turf. And that's going to be a flag. They're going to say intentional grounding. Indeed it is. Intentional grounding on the Lions. So there you go. They're going to talk about it, see if they pick it up. But it doesn't matter. They threw it, so the 4 stays there. You're gonna what? You're gonna be at the Falcons game week 1. Way to go, Hamza. That's cool. That's really cool. That's the best. You get that opening week. You get the tailgating going. You get to the stadium, and I've heard the Giant Butthole Dome is a lovely stadium, actually, despite the fact that it does look like a giant sphincter. And especially like all the concessions and stuff that are all reasonably priced, that's pretty sharp. So, dude, have fun with that. That's cool. Hamster also says he only thought it was 500 subs, but I thought you can get monetized by watching. Yeah, it's 1,000 subscribers, and I think you need the watch hours as well. It's like 10,000 watch hours or something like that, which we're nowhere close to either. So, I think it's either one in conjunction or not. Interception by the Chargers, and he is gonna be stopped just short of the end zone. But the Chargers, 1st and goal, coming up after a pick, almost 6, and they are set up for another score here. So this has been all Chargers so far in this Hall of Fame game. Gotta say. Chargers for the Super Bowl. Oh, the Chiefs dynasty is over. Watch out, folks. It's all Chargers. Is it too early to start hyperboleing? Being hyperbolic? I know I just said hyperboleing. Making up words here. It's the way to start off 2025. Hey, Bubba. That's the wife. She will never show herself on the live stream. Don't worry about it. Don't ask. I was going to say, right now, if we're comparing quarterbacks, and like we were shitting on Trey Lance to study, like Trey Lance, he's still in the league. Of the 2 quarterback play, Trey Lance looks fucking amazing. Compared to Kyle Allen, Trey Lance looks good. Kyle Allen is definitely playing himself into a trade or something. Good sweep onto the outside and got absolutely lit up. Should have been a touchdown, but good play there by the Detroit defense, keeping him out of the end zone. Ooh, no, that's close. That's a touchdown. Was the foot out? I think the foot was out. Okay, never mind. That's on me. He pushes himself over. That's going to be a touchdown for the Chargers. All charges. I'm sorry, I can't stop. Yeah, I think Kyle Allen there is going to be either the QB. He's going to be the emergency QB, or he's going to be a free agent very soon. Here comes Dicker the kicker. He missed a field goal on the Chargers' last possession. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that's right down the middle. So 14-0. All Chargers so far in this Hall of Fame game. Yeah, Hamster, I'll tell you what. Hamster in the chat, by the way, he says, and the sun is setting on the month of July, which it is. Last day of July here. This year has actually gone by fast. Here's something I'll tell you. As a 43, soon-to-be 44-year-old man coming up here in August, the older you get, the faster life just fucking zips by. Before you know, like when you're younger, like when you're in your teens and 20s, it's like it still feels like a year takes a while. You have an idea in your mind of like what a year is. As you get older, years start to feel like months. And then as you get older, they get shorter than that. Then all of a sudden years like, didn't this happen like 2 weeks ago? Like I said, I think about things that happened to me like in my late teens, early 20s. And I'm like, oh, that just happened. That's like 5, 8, maybe 10 years ago. And it's like, no, that's 25, 30 years ago. Welcome to old age. It sucks. It's not great. I'll tell you that much. I do not like aging. This is less fun than previously indicated. But here we are. Here we are. And that's the thing. When I was a kid, like football seasons seemed to take like forever. And it always seemed to take like forever between seasons. And it always seemed like it was so much longer and everything's so long. But boy, I'll tell you what. Now football season goes by in a blink. It's just gone. Yes. Oh man, week 1. All right. And then you blink and it's like, oh, week 17. What the fuck happened? Why are we in January? And guess what? It's going to feel just like that now. So, doing this stream now for the Hall of Fame game, you might be saying, it's a little too early to do a stream for the Hall of Fame game. Why would you do that? Savor every moment that you can see NFL uniforms on a field. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Savor every moment of it because it goes by quick and the fun doesn't last. There's Sterling Sharp. I think we've said all we need to say about Shannon yesterday on the main program, so we'll leave that be. Unless you want to talk about it. Chat's open, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. We got ELS in there. We got Hamster. And, of course, myself sitting here. And occasionally we'll have a fucking bot in there, too. But that is what it is. I'm excited to see Hendon Hooker on the field. I do want to see. I was big on him coming out of Tennessee. He had the unfortunate injury. I think really kind of hurt him, no pun intended, coming into the league, and he just hasn't been able to get a foothold. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I was never a big Christmas guy to begin with, so having a Christmas countdown. Good throw from Kyle Allen on first down, and that's going to be a gain of about 15, 20 yards there for the Lions. I like Halloween countdown because I like Halloween. Like, again, I think that coincides with the fall hockey season as well. And that's the thing. I love cooler weather. You got the football there. You got hockey there. And then you got spooky, scary skeletons and candy, sugar-free candy for me because I'm diabetic, and hot girls in slutty costumes. Like, you can't beat Halloween. Halloween is the far superior holiday to Christmas. I like Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving at this point is a holiday of food and football. Another big pass here. Oh, Kyle Allen's trying to change the narrative here. 3 months from today is Halloween. That's it. You know what I mean? You think about it in 3 months. And thinking about, like we just talked about, how time moves by. 3 months is going to be here before you know it. So we're, it's not that far away. And that's it. You get some nice warm apple cider. Hard cider, clearly. Alcoholic. Let's be honest. Let's be grown-ups about this. And, that's it. You get to wear hoodies and jeans and boots and just the gray overcast, and he was down. What are we doing? He was down and touched. What are we doing here? It's a preseason for the officials too. The problem is they also make those calls in the regular season. So, Yeah, man. Like I can't. That's what I'm waiting for. That nice, cool, overcast, drizzly, rainy weather. You know, 46, 43 degrees, 51, drizzling. You go outside, just gray, a little dark. Oh, so perfect. So perfect. You get a nice, like I said, you get a nice mulled cider, mulled wine, something like that. Or just a nice hot cup of Joe. And just enjoy the cool weather and all the spooky stuff. Spooky movies and spooky stories, spooky books, anything spooky-ooky. And then you get the Hamster says, I put some THC in your cider. Hey, listen, whatever gets the job done. There's nothing wrong with that either. Like I said, you get some cider. You get some of those tincture drops, I guess those are. The tincture, THC tincture. And you put a couple drops in there, and people chill. They relax. They listen. Whatever gets the job done. And listen, sometimes, being a little baked, watch some spooky movies. Not bad, especially the B ones. Like for me, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, top tier movie. Top tier. Interception in the end zone for the Chargers. Go Chargers, go. So Kyle Allen was looking good, and then has his second pick in the end zone. I don't know if that one's really his fault. Maybe it was overthrown a little bit, but oh yeah, no, that was just a bad throw. Okay, whatever. Something else we didn't talk about. We have the return of Chris Collinsworth, so I know everybody's going to enjoy that as well. ELS says Kyle Allen with 2 interceptions, followed by 5 wastebasket emojis. I got to tell you, it has not been an impressive performance from Kyle Allen. Like if this is the way you're going to start, this is not going to impress Dan Campbell a lot. And is this because Ben Johnson isn't there anymore? Is this the first sign that we got problems? Ben Johnson's not there. Is this the problem? Trey Lance still in the game for the Chargers. He tries to get away, cannot, get sacked back at the 15-yard line. ELS has put out his first garbage alert of the year for Kyle Allen. Oh, Hamster, you shut the fuck up with that. Come on. Listen. But before we started the YouTube channel, I enjoyed watching like Brandon Perner, Tom Grossi, like they do the watch alongs and stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed watching some of the other people do the watch alongs. But if I ever had a chance to watch a game live, I would not feel bad about missing the watch along. Okay, it's just so. I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you so very much, Hamster. We do love you, but go enjoy that Falcons game. Hamster, by the way, in the chat, what I'm referring to. And if you were in a chat, you could see what he's saying, and then you can also make your own comments. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Hamster said, after I bought the Falcons tickets, I was kind of sad because I was like, I won't get opening weekend with King and Jimbo. I like spending Sundays watching football with y'all. And we enjoy having you with us here in the fall for this. ELS says, watch after this game, Kyle Allen's going to get released. I wouldn't be surprised. This is again, this is preseason. This is early on in training camp. You got to look to make cuts eventually. And I don't know when first cuts are. I think they're after the first week of regular preseason play, so maybe they hold on to it. But they might not wait that long. They just may like, hey, listen, this just ain't working out. Thank you so much. Clean out your locker. Please hand in the playbook, and we'll best of luck on your future endeavors. Oh, thank you, Hamster. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the thing that we were going for. Like I said, when me and Jimbo started the podcast all the way back in 2016, I know the logo says 2018 because that's when Jimbo kind of restarted it. Big return for the Lions on a kickoff, on the punt return, sorry. When we started this podcast back in 2016, our aim was to be just the two guys sitting in a bar talking sports, talking game, doing shit like that. Like, neither one of us are great analytics. I'm sure that anybody watches this and has seen our stuff. I know a couple of comments have called us out on YouTube already about like, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Oh, these guys are ranked this, that, and the other thing. Is like, I don't look at ranking. I don't fucking know. It looks like, again, I picked the Chargers as my number 11 team in the countdown because they felt like an 11. That was my literal reason. All right. So we're not great sports intellectuals. We never claimed to be. I'm not the next investigative reporter. You're probably never going to see us do a deep dive on anything outside of maybe uniforms and logos, which I will do because I'm a big uniform and logo nerd. But like, you're not going to see a deep dive into stats and analytics. It's just not going to be us. That's why we started this. We just wanted to be two guys from the bar talking with you guys as if we were at a fucking bar, which is why my language is sometimes a little bit salty. And we say some off-the-wall shit sometimes. Mostly me, let's be fair. I love Jimbo. You know, Jimbo was a lot more muted. He's a lot more laid-back, relaxed kind of individual, where I'm a little bit more animated, some might say, off the cuff. But yeah. That was our goal. That's what we wanted to do. Was just be the goofy guys in a fucking bar that you sit there and talk to. We're like, hey, yeah, no, just shoot the shit. That's what we're doing here. So the fact that you sit there and say like, you know, it feels like I know you guys, and that's kind of cool. You know, compared to maybe some of the other watch-alongs. Thank you. That was our goal. That's what we wanted to do. So if we're doing what we set out to do, that makes me feel good. That makes me like, hey, even though we're not huge yet, even though we don't have a ton of subscribers yet, even though all that was, you know, things are moving along as slowly as they are, you know, that we're trying, and that kind of message is getting out there. So I enjoy that. Why am I buzzing here? I'm getting a lot of buzzes. Is there new news coming out? If there was news, I know ELS will let me know. So I know I'm not missing anything. But yeah. Oh, it's just updates from Twitter. Let's see. Okay. I forgot that everybody loves doing the updates there, but yes. ELS says, King, I hope you're ready. I'm going to dominate your fantasy. Listen, ELS. I hate to tell you this. I suck at fantasy football. I won one fantasy football league my entire life in 1999, and that's because I picked up Kurt Warner when Trent Green got injured, when nobody else did, and they were like, oh, Ram season's done. I, for some reason, said, I'm going to pick up Kurt Warner. I think he looks good. So I picked up Kurt Warner, and yeah. Okay, we're in the second quarter, by the way. Let me go ahead and change that to a 2. There we go. Yeah, so that was the only championship I ever won, was because I had Kurt Warner as my fucking quarterback. And that was 26 years ago. I started my fantasy team in 1998. If you can tell, the East Pennsylvania Coal Miners. It's been the same name since. For 27 years now, I've had the East Pennsylvania Coal Miners. And in 27 years, I've won one championship. That's it. That's all I've got. So I got to tell you, I think you're fairly safe when it comes to the Fantasy Football League and what you're going to do to at least me in there. Listen, you may not win the league, but you'll crush me. I'll tell you that. Oh, we got our first look at that eye in the sky ball cam there for the first downs, our electronic first downs. And it is 1st and 10 for the Lions according to the computer graphics and technology. Rest in peace to the Chain Gang. I still love those guys. Lions on that 1st and 10. Yeah, a gain of about 4 yards. I don't know where Pecan or Crafty have gone. I've seen Chip in the Rubber Room Discord, but he doesn't come here for some reason anymore. Every now and then you'll see him. but he doesn't show up here a lot. So maybe when the season starts, some of those guys will come back again. Pecan, he's still on the ticker because he's the guy who gave us the most money. But yeah, I'm not sure. Is it just not going to the algorithm? Are they not getting notified? Again, I have no idea what YouTube does. I mean, it's clear we're not being recommended. It's clear we're not like on anybody's page. I try and send out all the links and stuff. Apparently, that's a wrong thing to do, according to people who say like have the YouTube tricks and trades and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do the whole YouTube algorithm thing. I don't know how that is all supposed to work, but here we are. Hamster says once regular season kicks off, I'd say more folks would join. I'd like to think that. As we got another flag here. Oh, no. Before the flag. But here's the thing. The flag already came out. Now you're saying it's timeout, but it doesn't matter. What did I say? If the flag is thrown, it counts. That's what we do here. Isaac Tesla. Tesla? He should drive a Tesla. It kind of makes sense. Just add an extra A on the end of the branding on his Tesla. There you go. That works. And again, Hamster, to get back to your point, once the regular season kicks off, I'd say more folks are joining. I would hope so, but if the YouTube algorithm thing is what it is, like it doesn't matter because we won't show up on people's recommended. Even though I could put all the tags I want in the description, I could put all the other things in there that I want. I could do all those things. And it seems like as long as YouTube doesn't think the channel is worth recommending, it won't recommend it. So people wouldn't see it. It wouldn't come up in anybody's, for use. It wouldn't come up in a, hey, you've looked for similar, so here's this. Like it just doesn't do that. So I'm hoping at some point it does that, but again, who knows? And I'm not sure how to fix it. If it can be fixed at this point. Big hole, big run. Oh, and just shoestring tackled. Looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. Mr. Frank Reynolds, Always Sunny in Detroit. I know this is the second time I made that joke, but it's the preseason. Got to test it out. Oh, if that tackle doesn't happen right at his feet, that's a touchdown. So yeah, I don't know. Like I would love to, like, hire like one of those like YouTube consultants and firms like that. Like get Matt Pat in here and give me advice on how to work this shit, Matt Pat. Give me all the ins and outs and the trades. But if you think that I can afford somebody like that, even a fourth or fifth rate Matt Pat, I have 17 cents in my account. So it's kind of a thing where we have to make this work on our own because we don't have the resources to get the assistance that I think we need. And like I said, I look at other. Oh, we got another flag here, and that's going to be against the Lions. But like, you look at other channels, and again, I bring up the big ones because they're the ones I see, the ones that have the most viewers. But when you look at like Brandon Perna, and again, I love Brandon Perna. I love his content. This is nothing against him. This is saying how good he is. But he also has a writer for him. He has a video editor for him. He has people that can do the research for him, write out the scripts. And he has somebody that can edit the footage to where he films it, sends it to them, and they do that. We clearly don't have that. We don't have that ability. So we're stuck with, if I have to, because I've been wanting to try to make a video, but I have to figure out how to do it. I have to figure out how to write a script. I have to figure out how to film it. How do I want to film it? Then I got to figure out to edit it. And then, I got to do all that. And I'm good at some things, but, not everything. And so, you want to make it work, and you want your channel to look as good as possible. Like I said, look at the again, I'm very good at graphics, so I can do the graphics and I can make the presentation look somewhat reasonable and I think attractive, so that people would like, what they're watching. They would look at this and say, "Oh, wow, this is somewhat professional." Oh boy, is it not? Let's be honest. But it just, when it comes to certain things, like doing more of the video type things, like a video essay, like I want to do one about like uniforms and logos and histories and things like that of logos, uniforms, histories, sports franchises, leagues, trophies, whatever. And 4th and 3, Allen it looks like he might get a first down. They might look at this with the electronic measurement. All that being said, I want to do all that, and I want it to look as good as possible. And when I think about it or try to do it, it's like it gets overwhelming. And then I also worry about, I suffer from imposter syndrome a ton, which I know a lot of people do. So it's like, you start trying to do it, you think you got it, and it's like, oh boy, you suck, you can't do this, and then you just stop. So there's, I got to get over the mental hurdles. I have to get over all that stuff, and then I have to just put everything together. And it's a lot. And I don't want to do so much off the, if I do a video, I don't want it to be like this. I don't want it to be a lot like we're doing a live stream here and have it sound like that. I want it to be a little bit more crisp and professional and presentable, like an actual produced video. And that's it's going to take a lot. That's all. And we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. It's just going to take time. And I think that maybe the more that I do that, and that we get more of the, that kind of what I guess you would consider secondary content, which I think YouTube would see as primary content, like the produced video content, where kind of we look at it as the live streams of the games kind of being the main content. Like this is the big show. This is our bread and butter. So any produced content would be secondary. I think once we maybe start getting on that, maybe that will help boost some of the numbers and get us there. 3rd and 5, it's going to be just short of the first down at the 5-yard line for the Lions. 4th down coming up again. So we'll see if that can work. Again, I got to get over the mental hurdles. The whole imposter syndrome and shit like that. And then actually doing the writing, filming, and editing all by myself. And then once I'm done with that, look at it and be happy with it. I have to look at if I'm not happy with it, I'm not going to put it out there. So there's a lot of that has to go into it, and a lot of it that's going to be a first down at the 4-yard line for the Lions. I feel like that's some people might be listening to that and see that it's like, oh, you're just fucking lazy. Just fucking do it. What's wrong with you? And part of me understands that as well. There's part of me that understands there's a bit of my father in there, just yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I know it's hard to do, but you got to do it. Who else? You have to do it, so do it. And that's what I'm trying to channel. I'm trying to channel that despite everything that I'm trying to get over, to just fucking do it. And we're it's not. I mean, as you can tell, I have no videos out yet. I have no real produced videos out yet. So it's a little bit harder trying to push through that. But I'll get there. And again, I think there's a part of me that has like fucking ADHD or a touch of the tism or something. Clearly undiagnosed. Touchdown for the Lions. And the Lions are finally on the board. Kyle Allen leads them down the field after 2 interceptions and not much going right for the Lions in this game. But just like that, they're only down a touchdown. So look at that. Frank Reynolds, who's looked good, for as much as the Lions haven't looked good, he has in this game. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good, and we have a 1-touchdown game, ladies and gentlemen. The Chargers, 14, the Detroit Lions, 7. 5:31 remaining in the second quarter here in a Hall of Fame game, the very first game of 2025. Hamster says, I wish more preseason was on TV. I mean, we get some games on NFL Network. I think only one game is on Peacock this year in December, so I won't have to worry about buying that unless it's my team. I forget. Is Peacock doing a Black? No, Amazon does the Black Friday game. And Thanksgiving is always CBS, Fox, and NBC does the night game now. Which I can't believe that the night game for Thanksgiving is like 20 years old now. That's crazy. I feel old. I remember when they started that, and I was like, a third game on Thanksgiving. We're going to be asleep from eating all that fucking turkey. Meanwhile, no, we fucking rock with that shit. And then they added the Black Friday game, which I love too. That's just a way to eat leftovers and watch football as well. And then the NFL told the NBA, they bitched out the NBA. The NFL just bullied their way. They said, fuck you. Christmas is ours now. NBA had, 20, 25 years as being exclusively the Christmas sport that you watched. Everybody opens their presents, watching the NBA. Even me, who's not a huge basketball watcher, it's Christmas. Put something on television. It's fucking NBA. I'll watch. I don't care. Then the NFL came along and said, nay, it's ours now. And sure enough, bullied their way in. It's like, who's not watching football on Christmas? Are you serious? Hamster says, looked it up. Chiefs and Chargers are they are on regular YouTube. For which is that the Brazil game? Are they on regular YouTube or is it YouTube TV? You got to be careful because they love to okie dokie. Yeah, it's on YouTube TV. It's like, fuck, I got to subscribe to something. I don't want to do that. And this is a point that I had forgotten. And again, this is a big shout out to Brandon Perner because I just watched his video not too long before I came on the air. His latest one about two-sport athletes. Antonio Gates, again, we got a flag. Antonio Gates didn't play football again until after, he just, because he played basketball in college, and he hadn't played football since high school, I think it was. And then he was just like, yeah, I think I'll play football. And it became a Hall of Famer at a sport that he was just like, yeah, sure, why not? That's pretty fucking good. Hamster says, I don't like the games on Christmas. I have to do family stuff and regular YouTube for the Brazil game. All right, that's cool. That's good for me. So at that point, I think we can all finally just be on the same page for once in watching that game, and not have to worry about can we sync up? Can we do all that? And da. So me and Jimbo will actually be synced up for that. You guys can watch with us as well. That's the Jimbo should be good for that. Yeah. But yeah, so that's not bad. And for Christmas, like I understand doing family stuff, but For me, Christmas family stuff is usually just sitting at home. With some, because I don't have kids, so that's fine. But my sister's kids and stuff like that, like they'll all open their gifts. And if I'm visiting my parents at that point, like we go and see them, and then the kids will come over. But the football's on television. I mean, we're a football family, so I mean that's just what it is. I mean, that's why, again, I have a link for my nephew up there to go vote for him. By the way, go vote for my nephew. If you're watching along here with us on Stay Tuned Sports, go give my nephew a vote. Link is up in the top of the chat. Vote for my nephew for Youth Athlete of the Year, please. Thank you very much. And also, if you want to donate to the Jimmy V Foundation there and to Why Not You Foundation, you can put multiple votes in, not just one. It's one vote every 24 hours. Or if you make a donation, you get to do multiple votes depending on how much you donate. So that can help out a lot as well. So thank you very much. Hamster says, I know because I thought it was on YouTube TV, and I was like, damn, I can't watch it, but I looked it up. All right, see, that's good. I like that. That's good. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. I just can't believe they gave Brazil another game after how terrible that field was last year. But money talks when it comes to the NFL, baby. Well, money talks when it comes to everything. It's business. So, like, there were people upset about like the Club World Cup this year in America, and they're like, "Oh, this is just a terrible money grab." And what are they doing? It's like you have soccer players making $500 million. They got to make that money somehow. The club's got to make money. So guess what, guys? You got another tournament to play. Go nuts. Let's see. What do we got here from my boy ELS? Sending me a link here. Most Hall of Fame members by team. As expected, you have the Chicago Bears at 41 being one of the oldest teams. Up there with the Green Bay Packers, who have 36. We got another flag down. This one's going to be on the Lions. On defense. What do we got? We got the Bears with 41, the Packers with 36, the Cowboys, Steelers, and the New York Football Giants with 32. Good to see my Giants up there. They are the third oldest team on there, and tied with the Cowboys and Steelers. But with the Cowboys and Steelers of the 70s, and then especially with the Cowboys of the 90s, you gotta you see that I get it. I get why they have so many. And rightfully so. That was a big pass there from Trey Lance, by the way. Trey Lance, 8 for 10, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Not bad for Trey. Got to give it up to him. I'll tell you this. Kyle Allen is playing how I thought Trey Lance would play. I know it's a preseason game. I know it's a Hall of Fame game. I know I'm going to piss off Hamster by saying that. But that's it. The fact that Trey Lance has looked good in this game, yes, or everything else considered, still, I like it. Good for the kid. Like, here's the thing. Like people think, like, some people make fun of, and maybe there are people out there that do that make fun of people and want people to look bad and want people to fail. I don't have it. Like, I don't have anything against Trey Lance. What has Trey Lance ever said or done that would make me like want to root against the kid? I don't want to root against the kid. I like that kid. I want that kid to do well. He just hasn't, and it's a shame that he's kind of become a punchline, kind of a joke. But I want him to do well. So seeing him do well here, it's like, hey, all right, maybe there was something there that he just didn't have a chance to develop because he played 7 games in 3 years. And again, we can blame COVID and we can blame all that kind of stuff, and rightfully so. But, like, maybe he does have talent that just we haven't been able to see because he hasn't had a chance to really, hone his craft, as it were. You have, he's basically, when he got drafted, he's like a freshman. He's like a college freshman that just got drafted to be a quarterback in the NFL. It's like he hasn't played enough games. So maybe being with Harbaugh is a good thing. With him being as either a backup or a third string, and we'll see how it goes. Because right now in this game, he's looked good. I'll just say that. 8 for 10, 82 yards, touchdown, no turnovers. Pretty good. Pretty good. You can't ask more for a preseason start. Hamster in the chat says, I hope we have more parity this year. Last year we had a very clear playoff picture early on in the season. Kind of. Because again, like I said, the Chiefs went 15-1 last year, but they were also like to the eyeball test. It was like, man, something's wrong with the Chiefs. They're not playing well. Meanwhile, 15-1 fucking team. And the Eagles, they didn't start looking like the Eagles until after their bye, which was I think week 5. They had an early bye, and maybe that helped them out. But they were like, you had people calling for Sirianni to be fired, blow up the team. This isn't working. Hurts is terrible. Blah 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 blah. Like the Eagles and those first 4 weeks were a mess. Like they, no offense, Hamster, but they lost to the Falcons in that overtime game, which they had no business losing. They barely beat what we know now to be a fucking horrendous Saints team. Like, they were not great in the beginning of the year. And then after the bye, they came out, and it was like, I was getting ready to pounce on it because, like, fuck the Eagles. I don't want the Eagles to be any good. And then, as the more they played on, it was like, fuck, they found their groove. They're going to be really good. And, of course, they were. But, yeah, like, to be fair, from the jump, it was like Eagles, Lions. And then the Vikings were a bit of a surprise last year with Darnold. And Washington. Let's not forget that. Washington was in the NFC Championship game. So, like, there was your surprise last year. And then in the AFC, it was Chiefs, clearly. Bills, clearly. Ravens, clearly. And it would have been the Steelers if not that 5-game losing streak at the end of the year. And then they went one and done in the playoffs again. And it's like, man, what could have been? And then the Bengals late charge to try to make it into the playoffs. Man, I'd have loved to see that. If the Bengals had made the playoffs, that would have been fucking wild. And I would have loved to have seen that. But yeah, it was to that end. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Chargers. Wide open. Ran it right up the middle. Not even a question. And just like that, the Chargers have a 2-touchdown lead again. Go Chargers, go. The kicker up and good. It is 21-7. 1:51 remaining in the second quarter. Let's see. I got a buzzy buzz going on. Not an alcoholic buzz. My phone is buzzing. It's the Weef. Oh yeah, I did see that the Wendy's being branded as Wednesdays, and having all the unhappy meals, as it were. Pretty cool. I'll give it that. That is pretty sharp. I'll give it that. I don't know if I'm going to watch the second season. I might. I thought the first season I thought was pretty good. Plus, Jenna Ortega can't, Yes, sir. And listen, Emma Myers too. Like let's not get that twisted either. Oh yeah, and Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. Okay, just there's a reason why I was watching the show, but I thought it was a good first season. I don't know about the second season, but I'll give it a watch. But yeah, that's that looks pretty sharp. I like that. The spoon, they have a, you can get the Frosty there with the spoon of doom, and the fry boxes are like coffin shaped. It's pretty, it's pretty sharp. That's pretty cool. I'd get that. That's pretty cool. I am a sucker for marketing gimmicks. I'm 1,000% a sucker for marketing gimmicks. 1,000%. So, and as we were just talking about with spooky season and stuff like that, especially if you do something like Spooky and Addams Family, yeah, no, you'll get that from me. I saw your message, ELS, saying you're excited for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? What's going on? What's going on Friday? Is that the game? Is that the Blizzard game? Is that the Blizz? Let's go Blizz. Oh, Packers family night. That is a big night. That is a big night there in Green Bay, Packertown. Over at vaunted Lambeau Field. Hamster says, if you throw a jack-o'-lantern on something, then I'll buy it. Yeah, exactly. You put coffin-shaped stuff, jack-o'-lanterns, skulls, tombs, bats, spider webs, things like that. Yeah, you got me. Hook, line, and sinker, baby. Sucker for a gimmick. Sucker for a gimmick. The Blizz play on Sunday, says ELS. All right, that's cool. I'm going to be paying attention to your shorts. Wait, that came out wrong. I'm going to be paying attention to your YouTube shorts. About the Blizz and see what's going on with there and rooting them on. Certainly hope they do well. It's funny though, I do know a couple people from Oklahoma, so I'll check with them to see if they're big Tulsa Oiler fans or not. But they still got Kyle Allen in there? Oh, I still have the possession error on Chargers. Whoops. Hey, listen, preseason for everybody. Except I was doing that late into the season last year anyway. So I think I might have done it a couple times at the Super Bowl. To be fair, the Super Bowl was boring as shit. It's going to be a completion there for the Lions up to the 31-yard line. 1:30 remaining here in the first quarter, or first half. Sorry. Third and 4. Kyle Allen running for his life, and he slides short of the first down. Oh, man. I think Kyle Allen's trying to get cut. I think he's trying to get cut at halftime. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, here's the thing. I was convinced that the Chiefs would win because of just how they were all season. I was like, they looked bad, but they were 15-1. I was like, it seems like it's just Chiefs have the devil's magic. They're just working on it. They've got something with them that even though they don't look fantastic, they're going to win. Maybe it was the Taylor Swift hoochie coochie woo woo. I don't know. But like even going into the game, as much as I didn't want to admit it, like the Eagles looked like the better team. I think that might have even been my analysis before the Super Bowl. I was like, the Eagles look like and probably are the better team. I just feel like the Chiefs have that, Taylor Swift titty magic with them, and that was what was going to help them win. Kind of like how I have like the Chargers just felt like an 11 to me. I've been missing the timeouts here too. Jesus. Both teams are. All right. And the Lions are going to punt the ball away. Fair caught down at the 10. Yeah, no, that's the thing is you get up a little bit there, hamster. You think you got some money, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm running hot, I'm running good, and then you do that. It's like, ugh, ugh. You get the one bad beat, but that's the thing. That game wasn't a bad beat. That game was over at the first quarter. That game was like, oof, that was bad. And then they couldn't even do us the favor of showing Taylor Swift all them. I think we had 2 Taylor Swift shots the entire game, which for me, a Taylor Swift simp, that was bullshit. Because right then, that was the only thing worth watching the Super Bowl for, and they didn't give it to us. Ugh. Hampshire says, I'm not betting until like week 3 because last year the Saints were 2-0 and the Ravens were 0-2. Yeah, remember that? Remember when the Ravens lost to the Raiders at home? Remember when the Saints blew out the Dallas Cowboys? Well, granted, the Cowboys were ass all year, but the Saints were bigger ass and yet still blew out the Cowboys. That was fucking nuts. ELS with a bit of UFL news again, as we heard before. Columbus, Boise. Columbus is, I think, confirmed. He said to have a team. The other rumored locations are Orlando, Boise, and what was it, Jacksonville? Or again, you show. I got a goldfish brain, so pardon me. But either way, ELS UFL update here. Renowned entrepreneur and billion-dollar brand builder Mike Repole has officially joined the UFL's ownership group. So getting a bit of an influx of cash, which they desperately, desperately need. That's pretty good. Hamster in the chat says Saints put up like 100 points in those first 2 games, and I was scared. They put up 100 points in those first 2 games, and I think they might have scored 150 the rest of the year. Like, it was just that. I've never seen such a like. Oh wow, maybe everyone was like, oh, the Saints got the new offensive coordinator. He knows what he's doing. Oh, there it is. The Saints are going to be that team that shocks everybody this year. And turned out, no, they were just bad. It turned out to be Washington was the team that ended up shocking everybody. Louisville, that was the one. Louisville, Boise, and Orlando are the rumored ones. The one that we know is confirmed is Columbus. I'd love to see them bring back the Columbus Glory branding from the old World League of American Football. And listen, if they're bringing Orlando, it has to be Orlando Thunder, and it has to be neon green uniforms. I'm sorry, it has to be. 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Chargers seem ready to just kind of run this ball out. Third down, and I think that's going to do it for the half. No, Trey Lance is calling for a huddle. 15 seconds remaining. Like, I was, like, the Saints, and here's the thing, the Saints are not any better this year. And I know some people might be saying, well, they got a new coach and Kellen Moore, they got, da-da-da-da-da-da. But they are so, like, the team is a mess from the roster, from the offices, from scouting, from everything, and a first-year head coach. Like, it's just, like, this is definitely a rebuilding year. And what I mean is, like, the entire house is torn down. And they're digging up the foundation because they're going to have to lay a brand new foundation. Like, that's how this is going to go. So, like, they were great last year, but they're probably going to be worse this year. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going in the wrong direction. You'll have to see if there's progress, but I think for most part of this year, it's going to be tough sledding for the Saints. I'm not going to tell you what I have the Saints at because they will be coming up soon in the countdown, and I'm not. Listen, I'm an old television guy. I'm not going to spoil the potential reveals for later on. But I don't have the Saints doing well. I'll say that. That'll be my little bit of a spoiler. I don't have the Saints doing well. I have a feeling they could be the number one pick next year. Which I know people were saying like, well, they'll get Arch Manning. I don't think Arch Manning's coming out. That's the one thing I actually will agree with Jimmy Haslam on. Because he came out and said it. But I was saying it long before he did. Just saying. But yeah, I don't think I don't think Arch Manning's coming out next year. I think he's doing at least 2 years as the starter in Texas. So here we are. We're at halftime in our first game of 2025. The NFL Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. I said San Diego Chargers again. It's the same thing. San Diego Chargers, Washington Redskins, all that stuff, it's still there. They are the Los Angeles Chargers, though. They're still the Washington Redskins to me, though. I made the conscious decision to go with the Redskins branding for all our Washington stuff here this year. I just it's let's stop beating around the bush. And even Washington is like, we get it. Like, they have the alternate uniform now, the Super Bowl era uniforms, where everything is an exact match except they still took 2 guns off the helmet, which is like, of all the things you're going to do, like, that wasn't the offensive part. Like, if you want to talk about what people were calling offensive, they said the name was offensive, whether or not you think it was or not. Like, the image of the chief was not. I mean, it was drawn by a Native American. It's of a Native American fucking legend. The guy was on a fucking nickel. So I've been, so just, I stopped, like, we're not playing games on here. We're not going to be doing like, oh, Washington football team of Redskin Commanders. Oh, we're going to, the other Commanders. Oh, they're the Washington football. No, they're the Washington Redskins. That's what they were for 70 fucking years. That's what they are now. That's what they're going to be. Hamster in the chat says, I'm telling you, the Titans and Giants will win more than you think. Different culture from last year. Listen, I love that we both have a Cam. You have Cam Ward. We have Cam Scatterbo. I love Scatterbo. I loved him watching him with Arizona State last year. I enjoy. I really do enjoy that. I enjoy that kid. I think he's going to do well. And I agree with you to a point that, yeah, I think the Giants will look better. I think the Giants will look better. That being said, our schedule is fucking murder. So I still can't see the Giants winning a lot. I still think we finish below 500. Do we have as many? We might have more wins than we did last year. What did we have, 3 last year? 4? I forget. Something fucking terrible. Dude, we were the 3rd overall pick. We weren't great. But like I can't see the Giants sniffing 8 or 9 wins. It doesn't seem like it's possible. Again, I think we'll be a better team. I think we'll get a shock win here or there. But to say like, oh, the Giants might win something, might surprise people. They might be like the Redskins of last year and maybe make a run for the playoffs. Listen, I'm a diehard Giants fan. I want to believe, kind of like how a conspiracy theorist wants to believe that aliens are going to come down and rape his ass. Like, I'm sorry, anal probe, whatever. Like, I want to believe that the Giants will be that good. And again, I think we'll be better, but that schedule's fucking murderer's row, man. Hamsters, he thinks that the Titans and Giants might double their win totals from. If the Giants double their win total, that means what? Because what did we have? We had 4 wins last year. Let me look that up. I erased a lot of last season out of my brain. Yeah, so much for the 100th anniversary. We played like ass. Not the San Francisco Giants, you piece of shit. I put New York Giants, not... whatever. 3. We had 3. So if the Giants double their wins, then they get 6 wins. Which I can see. I can see the Giants getting 6 wins. That's still going to be 6-11. So still nowhere near the fucking playoffs. Still what you would classify as a bad team. Let me see if I can fix these. I'm going to fix the... I want to move that over all the way to there. Is that good? Let's get that there. Yeah, and then we'll do that. And we'll do the same thing. Close enough for government work. And that's true, Hamster. We're all 0-0 right now. But some more 0-0s are more equal than others. You know, to steal a line from Old Animal Farm there. And I got to tell you, I don't... yeah, technically the Browns are 0-0, but I don't think the Browns have a shot of doing anything great this year. The Saints are 0-0. But are you going to put the Saints 0-0 and the Eagles 0-0 at the same 0-0? I'm not. Hamster in the chat says if the Falcons can't do it, then I want to see either the Bills or Lions win it. Well, that was the thing last year. It's like, man, everybody was just, Bills, Lions, Super Bowl. That's what we wanted to see. Bills gave it a shot, and the Lions lost first. They got the bye, and they got everything, and then they lost to Washington fairly easily. Now, granted, the Lions still had a great season. They got the number 1 overall seed with a team that was a walking mass unit, and that's an accomplishment in and of itself. But to go out like that to Washington, that's rough. That was rough. And then you lose your 2 coordinators who are such a big part of that. You lose Aaron Glenn to the Jets. You lose Ben Johnson to the interdivisional Bears. It's not fantastic for the Lions. So now you got to see the Lions feel like, you know, like a lot of people are on the Lions bandwagon. They want to see them do well. They want to see that. But did they miss their shot? I think that's a legitimate question we have to ask each other. Did they miss their shot to make the Super Bowl, to get that trophy? I don't know. And the Bills, like every year we want to close that window on them. And then like last year, me and Jimbo before the season were like, the Bills window's closed. They've lost too many people. They don't have Stephon Diggs anymore. Take that for what you will. Do they really have a receiver? They had to cut a bunch of their defensive players because of salary cap issues and things like that. It's like, boy, they really don't have anything going on. And next thing you know, that was really one of their best shots and best opportunities to go ahead and and make it to the Super Bowl. And again, just fell short to the Chiefs. And what are you going to do? Until you can beat the man, you're not the man. And the Bills have just been unable to beat the Chiefs. And I don't know. Like, again, the easy thing to say is, oh, the Eagles are probably going to get there again, and it'll be either the Chiefs or the Bills. Again, I don't believe in the Ravens until they could do something in the playoffs, which they don't. So I have no faith in the Ravens to do anything. I don't know if there's really a dark horse this year. I mean, you could say Pittsburgh, but do you want to? Could there be another team in the AFC West? I think the AFC West is going to be fun with the Chargers and the Broncos and the Chiefs. And I think even to an extent, I don't think the Raiders are going to be any good. Like, let's just be honest. I don't think the Raiders are going to be any good. I like Pete Carroll. I like Geno Smith. I love Max Crosby. Like I like those guys. And to me, the league is always better when the Raiders are good. But they're not going to be good. But I think they'll be fun. I think the Raiders are going to be entertaining. They may not win a lot of games, but I think they're going to be fun to watch. Again, I can't. I'm not. I won't. Aaron Rodgers to me is not washed up. Like, again, you look at his numbers that he had last year. Well, compared to Aaron Rodgers' numbers, yeah, not anywhere close to what he was. But compared to other quarterback play, still very clearly a top 10 NFL quarterback. And also still probably the most accurate NFL quarterback. And the fact that he can still chuck that ball 70 yards with a flick of a wrist, come on. And this is the thing, yeah, I like Gentry. I think that's a great pickup there for the Raiders. Like I said, I think the Raiders have pieces. And I think they'll be entertaining, especially with Carroll there. And I said that I think that he's good as a stabilizing piece there for the Raiders. I don't think, again, I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, but I think they'll be fun to watch. I think that, and the rest of the AFC West too is good. So I think it's going to be that's going to be a fun division. I think that's going to be a real fun division to watch. I would love for that to be the NFC East too, where you have like the Eagles clearly the dominant team, Washington coming off a surprising season where they're hopefully good if they can hold on to fucking Terry McLaurin, which right now is looking a little dicey. And if the Giants can be surprisingly good, like then you got something. And then the Cowboys are always the Cowboys. So people are going to watch them, and people are going to say, "Oh, even if the Cowboys suck, it's entertaining to watch because you like seeing the Cowboys lose." So, but like I would love for that to be the NFC East again, and let the NFC East be the NFC Beast of old. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. Like I said, with the Giants, I think they'll be better than they were last year, but that schedule is still pretty murderous. And Brian Daboll has to regain my trust. After that first year with Daniel Jones and how Daniel Jones played and how everybody was doing that year, we went to the playoffs, won a game. I was like, hey, all right, feel good. He got Coach of the Year. You're like, all right, we're going to be doing well. And then it's just like, the last two seasons really put a damper on those feelings for Brian Daboll. Where some people saying, oh, I think he's a good coach. It's like, Show me where he's been a great coach in dealing with a situation. Illegal shift on the Chargers. That's a positive. Listen, if Terry McLaurin doesn't come back, if he does indeed get a trade like he's requesting, or holds out, doesn't play, whatever, if that is what happens, that's going to raise the odds of a sophomore slump for Jaden Daniels. I'm never going to predict that to happen, even though that is what happened to C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to predict that's what's going to happen with Jaden Daniels. I think it would increase the odds if he doesn't have Scary Terry there with him. But I'm not gonna bet on that. That's not something I'm betting on. Trey Lance on 1st and 15 after the illegal shift penalty. He gets that yardage back and a little bit more. Ooh, excuse me. That was a dump off there and a loss for the Chargers. So they got 3rd and long coming up here. Trey Lance still in the game here, playing most of this game here. Good for him. Trey Lance over the middle here on 3rd and 17. Big yardage pickup, but still going to be about 6 yards short of the first down. Are they going to go for it? It's preseason. Go for it. Go for it. It's the whole... Oh, no. Yeah, you might as well get your punter some work as well. I suppose. Thank you so much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen, on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. As we're watching along here with the Hall of Fame game, just kind of sitting around having a hangout. If you like anything that you're watching here, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell as well. That helps us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to help us out even more, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below this video. And in the top of the chat, was that touched by the Lions? Oh, is it just down by the Chiefs or by the Chargers, or is that was that touched? What do we got? Is that a turnover? It was. Oh no! Yes, it was. That's what I was doing. I was too busy doing plugs, and I missed that. So what was? That's the second turnover on a special teams play for the Lions today. Boy, got to work on that special teams, Detroit. Right now, the Detroit backup quarterback situation and the Detroit special team situation not looking good. That's 4 turnovers for the night. Again, we forgot the 2 turnovers there from Kyle Allen. Trey Lance, bootleg, throws, corner of the end zone, cannot hold on to the ball. The receiver there. I don't know who that is. I missed the number. But, yes, if you want to help us out, donation station and merch store links in the description below. Also, if you go to the top of the chat, I have pinned, if you want to help out my nephew, Thomas, go ahead and become voted the Youth Athlete of the Year. He'll get a $25,000 college scholarship and also be featured in an ad for the 3 brand, Russell Wilson's 3 brand. Go in there, vote for him. You can vote once every 24 hours. Or if you make a donation to the V Foundation and the Why Not You Foundation, you get multiple votes. So, like, for a certain amount of money, you get, like, extra 5 votes, or you do a little bit more, you get 10 votes, things like that. You can go and do that. That link is up in the top of the chat. Thank you so very much for all your help. And if you enjoyed anything that you're watching, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe if you are not already. And click that cute little bell there because YouTube, I don't know, it's a fickle mistress. 3rd and goal coming up here for the Chargers. Lance throw. That looks like he was held a little bit. No flag, though, so it's going to be 4th and goal. Do you think the Chargers go for it? They put Dicker out there. They're going to go Dicker to kicker? Nope, they're going to go with Dicker the kicker. Looking to make it a 24-7 game are the Chargers. 23-yard field goal attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is through the Ohio Knight. And you got 24-7 San Diego Chargers. God, that'll never stop. That'll never stop. What, it's been close to 10 years now they've been in L.A.? When the fuck did they move? It's close to that. 8 years? 10 years? Twenty seventeen is they moved. So we're coming up on, this is their, so this is 2025. So this is 9 years. This is their 9th season in LA. ELS says he loves to see the Lions screw it up. Of course you do, Mr. Packers fan. That's like me seeing the Eagles screw up or the Cowboys screw up or the Redskins screw up. It's fun. I like seeing that. Yeah, that is very funny how the Chargers and Rams both have a similar color scheme. I like the Chargers one better. Although the Rams is too. I like the although again, I hate the fading numbers that they have. Dislike that. They need to just, I'm not a fan of the rounded numbers either. Like if they, I get teams want to have like their own branded number. I think they could do a little bit better than that. But just if they just went with the old school blue and yellow or athletic gold. I'm not a big fan of the half moon fucking horn either. I think they should go back to the older style horn. You could fix it up if you want. You can kind of add a little tinge to it, make it metallic or whatever. I don't care. But, like the blue and yellow are such a very good color scheme. Like the St. Louis Blues, I love theirs. I love their new uniforms that St. Louis has. Very nice. And obviously the Chargers with the powder blue, the collegiate blue, and yellow, very good. Their new alternate uniform, the all yellow one, maybe not. The new blue pants they have, which they're wearing tonight, yeah, I'm a little iffy on that, especially with the blue socks. It looks like a fucking unitard. Don't like it. And I like the navy alternate uniforms that came out, like the kind of semi-throwback navy ones they have. Just two things. The pants needed to be white instead of being navy as well. And the number didn't need to be on the helmet. Like if that's the look you're going for, I get it, but take the number off the helmet because on that look it just doesn't look right. The number on the white helmet, like this looks great. On that one it doesn't. So it's kind of weird how just a change of color will do that, but it does. Kyle Allen done for the night. But he was done for the night before the night started, let's be honest. So was that Hooker in there? Oh, what a spin move. Slides down. He gets a respectable gain of about 2 yards. That was surprising about the Predators because they got Stamkos in the offseason. I was like, oh, I thought the Predators were ready for a run. They were ready for a good show. And that was not the case. They looked like ass last year. The Devils started off good, had a lot of injuries. In the second half of the year, you could tell we just dropped off at the second half of the year. And then in the first round, we played Carolina. And I said, hey, man, if we got swept, it wouldn't surprise me. And we lost the series 4-1. Didn't surprise me. So. Is that Hutch talking there? ELS in the chat, he says, as long as Hooker doesn't throw a pick, Hooker will start the next game, in my opinion. If I'm the Lions, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, we gave Kyle Allen a start. Did not look great. Game 2, see what Hooker can do. And how he looks in a starting role. Ooh, he almost threw a pick right there, so... Ugh. Backup situation for Detroit, not looking great right now. Hamster says the worst month is behind us, officially. Is it the worst month because there's literally nothing but baseball? Hot month. Now we're heading into the dog days of August, but at least there's football, so there's that. But yeah, hockey's over in June. UFL ended was that the end of May or early June? Boy, that championship game was fucking terrible too. UFL really needs to work on looking better and getting better. But yeah, you had July. It was hot as hell. And there's nothing but baseball. Which, again, as I said, as I sit here wearing a Yankees shirt, and I am a Yankees fan, and especially, like I think, 30 years ago. Like that was 30 years ago. I remember Buck Showalter got the Yankees to the playoffs. They were in a wild card. They lost that wild card to the Seattle Mariners. And I was like, oh, all right, but it seems like they're making moves here. And then they fired Buck Showalter and hired Joe Torre. It's like, what are they doing? It looks like we're just starting to make progress, and they got rid of them. Don Mattingly retired. It's like, oh, man, we are so fucked. Oh, man, the Yankees just looked like they were making moves, and now we're going to suck again. And then in 1996, started the fucking dynasty. And it was like, all right, that was pretty good. Haven't we won one World Series since that dynasty time in 2009, and haven't done much since. But even it's just baseball itself has gotten either stagnant or not great. Now again, I'll give Manfred credit for the pitch clock. I like that, and if they start doing robot umps, that's what I want to see. Pecan, my brother. The man who's still on the ticker because nobody can outdo him. Oh, man, it's great to see you, brother. Saints suck. Listen, even if you're a Saints, doesn't matter. Even if you're a Saints fan, you got to admit Saints fucking suck this year. Oh, it is time, brother. Here it is. It's a celebration of the return of football here at the start of the 2025 season. That's what I'm saying. We're kind of just doing a hangout. Not really so much a play-by-play. It's just really a watch-along and a hangout. We're just bullshitting here. But great to see you again. Yeah, Hamster, hook him up with the link for the fantasy league and for the picks if he wants to do that. We got the picks league as well. Let me jump over there. Let me see. Let me jump over to the picks one anyway. You can give him that one. I can give the. I could do the Statesman Sports Friday Forecast Pick'em link. There we go. And as we're getting ready here, and I'll put that in chat for anybody else who wants to see that. I was gonna say we get Crafty in here. We already got Pecan back now. That's great. We got Crafty. We got old Chip in here. Who else do we have? There was that one guy who was like a Chiefs fan in Thailand, which they're going through some shit right now. So I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a war torn area. So maybe we won't be seeing him for a while. But we had some people in here last year, man. We had some good people. We had some real good people. Third and inches coming up here. Trey Lance under center. Still in the game here. Handoff to a big boy, and I think he got there. He got pushed back, but I think he got there. And that's going to be a first down for the Chargers. Matlock. That's a big old fullback. Bring back the fullback, baby. Let's go. Jim Harbaugh loves himself a fullback. That's kind of why I like Scatterbo. He kind of has that old school kind of fullbackish Mike Allstar look. I think he might be a little smaller than Allstar. Allstar was a beast back in the day, man. Fucking hell. All right, hold on, because I got a link in there. That's for the Friday forecast pick'em. That's that link up there. I will get the link for the. Let's see here. Trey Lance, is that a completion? And that's going to be another first down there for the Chargers. Oh wait, yeah, I got to get rid of one of your father's ones here too. Okay, I was able to do that. Now let me get over here to the link. And we'll throw that up into the chat. There you go, Pecan. Link for the fantasy football chat or fantasy football sign up is in there if you want to join our little fantasy football league and our pick'em league. Those are the two leagues that I have linked in the chat now. Both of them are through ESPN. One is the league, the Stay Tuned Football Union, the STFU, and we also have the Friday Forecast Pick'em League. Thank you, brother. That's just let you know. And for anybody else who's watching along here with us, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like anything that you're watching, please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, we're just kind of hanging out here on this beautiful July 31st, the end of July, but also the beginning of the National Football League 2025 season here with the Hall of Fame game. Chargers with a 24-7 lead. Trey Lance, like I said, I know it's a Hall of Fame game. I know it's the first preseason game of the year, so let's not look too much into stuff. But if we're comparing how, backups versus backups and how he's looking, Trey Lance has looked very good in this game. No, because since I removed your father's thing, there's still 2 open spots. So once Pecan joins, we'll still have 1 open spot left. Because we have Robert's remarkable team. That is your father's there. We just got rid of the other one. We have myself. We have your father. We have Jimbo. We have Tyra. We have Godfrey. We have Taylor. We have James. We have ELS. We have Jimbo's wife. And we have you, Mr. Hamster. So we have that is 10 out of a 12-team league. So Pecan joins. That'll be 11. And then we'll just need one more. And that'll be fine. And Hamster, thank you so much for joining the pick'em. Like I said, we got to get more people on there, and I'm not sure how to do that. But I think I could probably put the link out on social media and buy an ad. Except, like I said, I have 17 cents in my account, so I'm not really buying anything. So just kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way and hope and pray. You know. First and 10 for the Chargers from the 12-yard line. They're looking to score again here. Like I said, Trey Lance does not look bad. He rolls out to his right. He's going to pull it down, run it himself, and he's going to get it within the 10-yard line. So there we go. Pecan is in the STFU. So there we go. Looking good, boys. Looking good. Here we are, man. We're starting. And I was talking with Jimbo. It didn't seem like he said that he's going to be able to do the draft, but he wouldn't be able to do it live. Like I wanted to have a broadcast where we're doing a live draft on here. I think he's going to be out somewhere doing something, unfortunately, that weekend. I said I could go ahead and redo it and reschedule it. He said no. So, whoa, almost a one-handed catch there. It seems like there might have been a little interference. They did not throw the flag. So 3rd and 7 come out there for the Chargers. So I think I have it, August 30th? August 31st, whatever it is the draft day. If that works for everybody. If not, guys, let me know, and I can look at changing the dates. I know the problem is, like, the previous weekend I have a wedding to go to, and the weekend before that I have a concert to go to, and there's unfortunately some busy stuff happening in August. So, and plus I wanted to do it later anyway, just so that we know, like, training camp's over, preseason's over. You know, you would hopefully know if there's any. He's out of bounds. Oh, they're gonna say touchdown. Whoa! Let's take a look at that. Let's go to the video. Yeah, he's out. Clearly. The one foot was out on the line, and the second foot was way out. What the fuck was that official? It's preseason for everybody. Yes, this is for it's a regular season fantasy league. Yes. Yeah. See, August. That's what I mean. I like doing the later, like, once preseason's over. Once you know, like, all the injuries from preseason are kind of done and training camp are done. You know who's on the teams, who's not, who's either been traded, released, picked up by other teams. You have a better idea of who to pick, who to draft. Like, people who have drafts, like, tomorrow or, like, early August, like, that's, to me, silly. Dicker the kicker, he's going to kick, and that's going to be good. So, from 24 to 27, and this has been all Chargers in this opening game of the 2025 NFL preseason. And really, the NFL football. I mean, it's not the regular season. It is but it is football season. It is now, technically, if we're going to be technical about it. And as we all know, technically correct is the best kind of correct. Of course, if you ever watched Futurama. Yeah, this is the start of the season, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited. Hamster says, I'll be watching the Virginia Tech and South Carolina game at that time, but hopefully I can focus on both because I'm a Hokies fan. You're all over the map. Yeah, no, but I mean, that's the other thing, too. I am excited for college football as well. And that starts, a week before the NFL. So, I mean, that's the thing. We've got weekends of football coming up here. We're salivating over it. I love it. Eli says, my fantasy football league, we have a group called 2 days before the draft. So if you have questions about the league or suggestions, you can bring them up. That's what I mean. That's kind of why I like having this too. And we have the league there, and it has a league chat. And if anything else, we have, this right here. So if we do a live, we can talk about it as well. But we have plenty of ways to communicate, whether it's on the Facebook, whether it's the Facebook, or our Twitter, or anywhere on social media, or in this chat here, or really anything in the Facebook messages, anywhere. If there's any questions, ideas, thoughts, and again, there's the whole fantasy chat there in the ESPN League itself. Yeah, we can just work everything out there, and that's fine. And again, we'll do regular, probably during like the Friday forecast or countdown. We'll do recaps of what's going on in our fantasy league, what's going on in the Pick'em league, who's currently in the top, middle, bottom, all that kind of stuff. So, dude, Mike Vick was back in the day. I hated Virginia Tech. At that time when like Mike Vick was playing for him, because I was just like, oh, fuck that team. They were so good, and I was like, ugh, I hate them. And then seeing what he could do there and watching him with the Falcons, and he burned the Giants a couple times when the Falcons played them, and it was like, ugh, I hate the guy. And then the whole dog thing happened. It's like you had a real reason to hate the guy, and be like, screw him. But you know, he did his time. I'm not saying you have to like him or not like him or whatever, but he did his time. He repented. He did all the things that you're supposed to do. Then he went and signed with the Eagles, which is another reason for me to hate him. Like, you kill dogs and you're for the Eagles. All right, well, go screw yourself. But even with the Eagles, he did well. Like Michael Vick was a unique talent. It's a shame that he still had to be the way he was. And lost 3 years of his career because of that bullshit. But man, Michael Vick was something else. Really was. So, and Virginia Tech comes out to Enter Sandman, which is always cool. Being a big Metallica fan that I am. I grew up in North Jersey, right across the river from New York, in the Bayonne, Jersey City area. So I just grew up in an Irish-German household, so I was a Notre Dame fan from the start. Subway alumni, as they call everybody from around here. So it just was, it was just Notre Dame, man. That was my team, and I do root for and cheer for Rutgers as well, because they're the Jersey College team. Boy, Rutgers is Rutgers. They had that one time. What was that, 2008, where they were good with Schiano's first run there. But outside of that, I remember Rutgers was what, top 5, top 4 that year, ranked. It was like, who saw that fucking coming? And then. Again, that was very brief, but I do root for Rutgers because it's like, good Lord, they're trying, and you got to root for the Jersey team, so. As they're interviewing Eric Allen there on the sidelines. How? Eli is not there in the Hall of Fame. I still will not understand. Should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, clearly, but, whatever. Yeah, I was gonna say it was both those years for the Big East was crazy. You had the year where it was like West Virginia was the number 2 ranked team, and it looked like almost a guarantee that they were going to make it to the national championship game. And then they lost that game to Cincinnati. Pat McAfee missed like 3 kicks in that game. He talks about it on the show, but I remember watching that and being like, oh, no, he's not going to have a great night. That is not good. And, you stop and you look back at those things where they had like, you had West Virginia was like I said, a top 2 team for most of the year. Rutgers was in the top 5. Cincinnati, I think, was even good for a while that year. That was like when Cincinnati was first on out. That might have with that's when Brian Kelly was there. Fuck that cocksucker, but still. Dude, that was a fun college football season. That really was. And then we ended up with who was in the Natty that year? Was that LSU Alabama? Because it was like we had this chance for all these different unique possible college. Oh man, could it be West Virginia? Could it be Rutgers? Could it be Cincinnati? Could it be any of these other teams? And it ended up being like just, oh, it's SEC or Big Ten again. It was like fucking. Oh yeah, Florida and Ohio State was 2007. Florida. That's what I mean. It's like you had this chance for all these different cool, unique matchups that could have been in a national championship game, and you end up with SEC and Big Ten. Big fucking surprising. Oh. Listen, Pecan, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but Spencer Rattler is ass. And I don't know if Hainer is any better. And I don't know how Shuck is. Now everybody in the Saints organization is talking about, oh, we like Shuck. We think he was the most NFL ready quarterback in the league. We think he's real good. Of course they're going to say that. That's that was their draft pick. That's the guy who's like, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, sure, he looks great. We really like him. It's like. So sorry, just had to do a little texting there. Again, we talked about the Saints a little bit earlier. I think this is the most rebuilding of a rebuilding situation we've seen. I think the Saints they still have a ton of salary cap problems, which again, that's kind of just goes hand in hand with the Saints now. They're just known as a team that's not great with the salary cap. I think they're out of it now. I think they have space now, finally, but that's also because they don't have a lot of great players on the team. And I think that's by design. They're kind of ripping everything down to the bit. Like I said, most teams have like a rebuilding process where, you try to start from the foundation and rebuild. The Saints are digging into the foundation. They have to pour a new foundation first before they even start to think about rebuilding. So that's where I feel the Saints are. So, like, for this year, like, people are going to say, like, oh, yeah, well, the Saints suck, and, they're only going to win, one game or 2 games or 3 games or whatever the case may be. Hamster thinks they're winning 0. But I don't think that's going to be the marker for a successful season for the Saints this year. For this year, it's going to be, what does it look like? What does the culture start to look like? What does the locker room look like? Can you get some pieces there that are like, these are great starting blocks that we can build off of, and look at it from that standpoint. I really think that's the demarcator that you have to look at when it comes to the Saints this year. Pecan, you think the Saints are going to win 7 games? Oh, ELS said they were winning 0. Sorry. But wait a minute. Pecan, you think they're winning 7? I'm going to say that is very optimistic when it comes to the Saints. Again, the Saints are going to be coming up because what do we got? We got the AFC West coming up on a Friday forecast tomorrow. No, you're not the Giants. You are much, much worse than the Giants. You are the Saints. Listen, I'm not going to say the Saints are winning 0 games. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, with Friday forecast, we got the AFC West tomorrow. Then it's the NFC West next week, and then it'll be the NFC South the week after that. So 2 weeks from tomorrow will be the NFC South, and you can see the reveal that me and Jimbo have. But 7 wins, that is optimistic when it comes to the old New Orleans Saints. And listen, like I said, I don't think the Giants are the Giants. I think the Giants will look better. They will look more like a professional football team this year. But I still think the Giants might only win 6 games. Like, I think the Giants might just be 6-11. The Giants might get to 7 if they're lucky, if they get a surprise win in there or something. But because that's the thing, the Giants, I think they will look like a better football team this year. But that schedule they have is fucking murder, man. The schedule is horrendous. Man, wow. Hooker takes a shot short of the first down. Hamster in the chat, he says, I don't think the Saints are going to win 7, but good luck, I guess, except against the Falcons, and hopefully you'll be. Well, again, that's the Saints and Falcons. That's good. Here's the thing. I think this is the Bucs are going to be a team to reckon with, I think. They just look like a good team. They looked good last year. They looked good the year before. They almost beat the Lions in the playoffs 2 years ago. They beat the Lions at home earlier in the season last year. One of the Lions only 3 regular season losses. I think the Lions lost 2, or they lost 2 or 3. I forget. Either way, the Buccaneers were able to beat them early on in the season before all the injuries got to them. Was that the game that Hutchinson got hurt too? Might have been. Either way. The Buccaneers, they're that team that could be the dark horse to make it out of the NFC. Like when I think about the contenders in the NFC, clearly the Eagles, and I think there's not too many others that I would put there near the Eagles spot. Lions, I think. You default to the Lions because of how they've been the last couple of years, but I would be hesitant simply because of they lost Glenn and to the Jets and Johnson to the Bears, so they lost their 2 coordinators. Can they replace them? Can they be as good as they've been the last couple of years? Maybe. And then outside of that, I think that's where you get some of the dark. That's where I think after the Eagles and the Lions, like in the NFC, I really think like Tampa might be next. Like that's Minnesota can be very good if JJ McCarthy is even halfway decent with that team that they have in Minnesota. I think they're good. The defense they have, with Flores as the defensive coordinator, they have a very good defense. They have great offensive weapons. Really, the only unknown factor is JJ McCarthy. So so maybe you throw Minnesota up in there. I'm sorry, ELS. When it comes to the Packers, like you have like. To me, they're that second tier. I would still put even Minnesota ahead of them. But like for the NFC, I think you got Eagles, Lions, which with a bit of a question mark. I think you have the. We got another flag here that's going to be holding. And then and then I would put like under Minnesota, I would put Tampa, and then I think you have to go to a whole second level of contenders, or like possible contenders. I think that's where you throw the Packers, the Niners if they can stay healthy, the Rams. I like the Rams. The Rams can be very good this year. I think they're another team that's going to kind of fly under the radar a little bit. Yes, you did. Yes, the Falcons did sweep the, and that's what I mean. The Buccaneers have a tendency to play a little schizophrenic football. I don't know if that's the coaching staff so much as is, because again, they've got talented players. They have talent on the offense and the defense. That team is solidly built. So if they do make mistakes, if they happen to lose games they shouldn't, like, part of me wants to look at the coaching staff a lot and be like, what decisions were made during the game? Like, again, last year I think they lost some games they had no right to lose. Oh, I'm way behind here on the possession here. Whoops. But I just so maybe Peacock says, so you're saying I got a chance. Maybe. No. I'll say this. I think the Panthers will end up being better than the Saints this year. And again, I'm not saying this as a mean thing about the Saints. I'm not trying to be mean against the Saints. What I'm saying is I think the Saints are in a absolute tear it down beyond the foundation rebuild mode, which is fine, which is, I think, something that they had to do. I think that I was hoping the Giants would do something like that. But I really do think that's the kind of season that we're looking at here. So you have to adjust what the expectation of what a successful season is. But I also think that, like we kind of saw with the Panthers this year, like Bryce Young, all of a sudden, after that benching and then coming back, it was like, oh, wait a minute. He actually looks like a competent NFL quarterback. If they can build off of that, I think the Panthers have a real good shot to not make the playoffs, but look a lot more respectable and get out of the top 10 of the draft. I'll say that. That'll be a fun game there. Game 1 is the one that Hamp's is going to. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Maybe Tampa will wear their... maybe it'll be a throwback game. Start off week 1 like that. Falcons wear the red helmet. The far superior uniform, by the way, compared to their current uniforms and logo. I can't tell you how much I dislike that current Falcons logo. It is just one I don't like. I just don't like it. Say what you want, say what you will. I just don't like it. But yeah. Yeah, Bucko Bruce there versus the old school Falcon. That would look nice. That'd be a nice matchup. That looked good. Pecan says, "Let's go Bucks." I will probably be rooting for the Bucks as well. I don't know why, and I'll say this is something. Maybe it's because of those Mike Vick years early on, where he would always beat the shit out of the Giants. But yet, for some reason, I just was like always when it came to the Falcons, which is weird because I used to like him because I loved Jerry Glanville when he was coach down there. And obviously Deion Sanders early on in his career. And this is how old I am, by the way. I remember when Deion Sanders played for the Falcons. I remember when Jerry Glanville was the coach and changed the uniform to all black. I remember the days originally where the Falcons had the red helmet. I'm not old enough to remember the gold stripe. That was back from '67, but still, I remember the the red helmet and the black jerseys and the red jerseys and the silver pants and all that kind of shit. And then when he changed it, because Jerry Glanville loved everything to be black, so the Falcons went all black. Like, I'm not old. I remember that. So I used to like the Falcons. And then for some reason, I ended up not liking the Falcons, and I don't know why. But I'm just looking at whatever this like Hall of Fame village they're showing here on NBC there. But I've always liked the Bucs. I've always liked the Bucs from Bucko Bruce. I've always rooted for them, kind of like the underdog. And then even when they changed the uniform to the pewter and red, which was nice, that was a good change too. I love Bucko Bruce. Don't get me wrong, but the pewter and the red Jolly Roger flag was cool. The digital alarm clock numbers they had for a little while, that was not great. I think we can all admit those were maybe the worst Buccaneer uniforms of all time. But they realized the mistake when Tom Brady got down there. They went back to the regular pewter and red. So yes, ELS are the Buccaneers. Arr, matey. We'll be taking your points, touchdowns, and doubloons. That's how you can tell there's 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter of the Hall of Fame game, man. We are just cruising along. Hamster says the Cowboys are winning opening night. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for you. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I do about that one. The Eagles look really good, and the Cowboys, like, is Micah even going to be there? And that's a big piece because they don't have DeMarcus Lawrence there either. So that's a piece they've lost. Will they, like, you know, the Cowboys or something. And like I said, for the last 20, 25 years, I've actually, if you look at it, Jerry Jones has put on paper a very good team together in Dallas. Teams that should have won, and for one reason or another, personalities or coaching, whatever, just never worked out. These last couple of years has not been good Cowboy teams. And I don't know if they're going to be winning opening night there in Philadelphia. They're in Philadelphia against the defending Super Bowl champions, who, if anything, might be better than they were last year. Now, again, some teams get off to slow starts. We saw last year the Eagles got off to a slow start. They had the bye week, got their shit together, and went nuts. You know, and as we all know, the Bengals are a notoriously slow starting team. So maybe the Cowboys can catch them sleeping. Maybe they catch, you know, the whole, oh, we're the champions, look at the banner, we got rings that got robot chicken wings on them for some fucking reason, whatever. Not a big fan of the Eagles rings this year. Not just because I don't like the Eagles, but also because they're just fucking weird, you know. I'm used to the idea of weird shit happening early on in the football season. I don't think that's going to be one of them, though. Could be, but I just don't see it. Pecan says Steelers in the Super Bowl. That would be one of those things. That I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not even saying that's likely. But I think there's a less than zero chance. You know, it's a non-zero chance that happens. I think the Steelers can have stuff. And hey, listen. If they get Terry McLaurin, I mean, it's something to think about. Because again, Pittsburgh defense is the Pittsburgh defense. And now you got a signed, motivated TJ Watt as well play, as long as he can stay injury-free, which is a gigantic fucking if. And, you know, when you look at it, the Steelers have more tight ends than you can shake a stick at. You have Aaron Rodgers, who can't move around a lot, but is still probably the best and most accurate passer in the league. he's got DK Metcalf, but he's really the only receiver that you have on there, deep threat kind of guy. So there's nobody else there to really scare you. You put Terry McLaurin on the other side of there, though? All of a sudden, things get real interesting in Pittsburgh. Hamster says they're going to script it so Rodgers go on. If they were going to script anything, they would have scripted Rodgers to win a Super Bowl for the New York Jets to go out on top. That's how you would have scripted it. The fact that they didn't do that tells me there's not a script writer. Chargers, first down run, and a little bit more. The Chargers have looked very. I know this is backups. I keep on trying to justify that. Oh, but we got a flag. That was going to be an encroachment. It is declined, but as you all know on here, you throw the flag, it gets counted. So we got double digits. I'm sure I've missed a flag at some point during this game with my inane babbling. But that's what it's here. This was just the hangout. Like I said, this one taken a little less seriously than we normally do with our watch-alongs and play-by-play. Not that we take those seriously anyway, let's be honest. But yeah, we're just kind of sitting around shooting the shit here, celebrating the start of the 2025 NFL truly on-the-field football season. Man, Chargers are just marching down the field. ELS says they're going to script Rodgers getting a career-ending. That's that bitter Packer fan in you. Like, listen, guy won you a Super Bowl. Fucking relax. And if they would have drafted a wide receiver in the first round at any point in his career in Green Bay, maybe he wins more than just one. Just saying. Or maybe draft some defensive help one of these years, at any time in his career. Maybe just that. Wow. This number 28 here on the Chargers looking for a spot on the team for sure. My man's putting in work. Hamster, the more time goes on, the more I truly believe, having, living here in the New York area and having seen the Vinny Testaverde Achilles injury in 2000, which was the last time the Jets were like in a win it all, like they could really win it all. Because here's the other thing, when they went back-to-back AFC Championship games in, what was that, 2010, 2011, they were not, like, they got to the AFC Championship game, but it didn't, I was rooting for them. I really wanted them to get there, but it just didn't feel like they had a shot. They played the Colts, I think it was the one year. Then the other year, was it the Patriots the other year? I forget. Or the Steelers. It might have been the Steelers, yeah. Yeah, because it was like for 44 and 45. So I think it was Colts and then it was Steelers, and they lost both of those. And it never felt like it was real. Those are going to be some flags there. That's going to be a pass interference. But the more time goes on, it does feel like Joe Namath made a deal with old Beelzebubs. Pecan, show us Taylor Swift. Boy, what did I love to? But I wasn't expecting her to be here today, so I didn't. Okay, hold on 1 second. I can't deny my audience what they want. So let me get this down here. Let me add this. So let me see what I can do for you. And off. He's going to be down at the 1. Hamster says, I like the Jets just because they suck all the time and we don't want to see Taylor Swift. So Hamster says no Taylor Swift. Pecan says yes Taylor Swift. Is he in? No, they say he's short. There she is. Oh, she moved a little bit up. There we go. Had to move her over. There she is, Pecan. It's hard not. It's hard not. Well, you told me to show you Taylor Swift. I'm going to show you Taylor Swift. Let's be honest. Knock the rust off that button. In more ways than one. It's good to have Taylor with us. It's good to have Taylor with us back up here. Lions defense holding stiff and firm. They saw Taylor Swift too, I suppose. ELS says, so I need to make a decision for Taylor since we're at a crossroads. What's the decision about Taylor here, ELS? It's good to see her again. I hope she starts, coming out a little bit more, go to award shows and stuff like that. This is a great picture. Do not get me wrong. This is a wonderful picture of Taylor Swift. She always takes great pictures. I kind of want something new, though. Got to refresh it. The one from the red dress from the Grammys was very nice. To the outside, I think he made that one. That's going to be a touchdown. Why did I say that so weird? Touchdown. It is a touchdown, though, for your Los Angeles Chargers. Almost at San Diego again. So this one has very rarely been in doubt from the start of this, man. The Chargers backups and people fighting for a job there with them really. And I'll say this, and I'll say it again. Trey Lance looked very good in this game. Very good in this game. No, and that's 100%. I will have to agree with Collinsworth on that. Like, no, this is not a case of like, oh, let's judge what the Lions are going to be this year based on this because none of the starters played. I get it, but like as far as backups, as far as guys ready to step up and take that mantle, it's like you want to see them have some fight, but. Yeah, I might have to touchdown. So I don't know why I said it so weird. It was a weird way to say it. Maybe I was trying to do a bit and it just came out wrong anyway. I don't know. I was like, touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown, Chargers! Now, see, there, I was trying to do goofy and now it came out almost racist. So, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, especially here on YouTube. Not that we're monetized or anything, but gotta be careful. Oh, I still had the fucking possession on the Lions anyway. Jesus. Shows how much I was paying attention to this game anyway. Yeah, no, I think Taylor's just going to be up there now for the rest of the year. Why not? It's preseason. Let us look at the wonderfulness that is our good Lord and Savior, Taylor Swift. Blessed be thy thighs. Which, speaking of which, I can't even really see that. Let me adjust your Taylor here for a second. And there we go. Much better. That's what we're cooking with gas. Oh my God, the Premier League's back. God, hopefully fucking Tottenham can do something this year. They almost were relegated last year. Not a fan of that. Although they're in the Champions League because they won Europa League. They won their first trophy in fucking 20 years. So that was cool. Then they immediately fired the manager, which I understand because I understand you won the Europa League. That's fantastic. You won a trophy. But you were almost relegated in your home league. So, Chargers kick it off. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the game. Lions get it up to the 35-yard line. Has there been? I don't think there's been a touchback in this game, which is fine. That's why I'm glad they moved the kickoff back to the 30. So you're gonna hopefully have less touchbacks this year. Hampshire says, I never knew how soccer worked in England until the other day. I wish the U.S. would have done that with baseball, the promotion and relegation stuff with minor leagues. That would be interesting. But I think it's the way the sports kind of grew and started in each country. And so it's kind of a cultural thing. Like soccer, a lot of the football clubs in England was community based and club based, so it was kind of like your team go up or go down based on that, and you really tried to fight for that way. Whereas here in America, it was more based on people purchasing the team. Like, we have our franchise, we have a right to be in this league because we bought the team in the league. So that's what you guys are starting a league. I want to buy into the league. I want to franchise in the league. So that's what I mean. Like in England, it was the clubs came first, and then the clubs themselves formed the league and did that. Whereas here in America, it seems like they created a league and then franchised teams out. Yeah, you could buy a part of the league. And so it's a lot harder to tell teams that bought into your league, okay, well, we're going to remove you from the league and you're going to go a step down. It's like, I didn't pay to be in a minor league. I paid to be up here. No matter how bad or good my team is, that's what I want. So, again, I think it's more of just how the teams came to be, and just the cultural difference of that is. And I know there are people who want the MLS. They want Major League Soccer to kind of do to a pro-rel system. But people who buy into Major League Soccer or want to buy into Major League Soccer, they won't put their money into it if all of a sudden they're going to be in a minor league. Like if you say, okay, I want to buy a team in MLS, but okay, we finished, in the bottom 2 of the league this year, so now we're going to play in the USL. They're going to be like, well, fuck that. I'm not doing that. And so that's, again, that's just a different way that the sports themselves are structured. And again, the way the sports culture is here in North America compared over to England and Europe. And there are some European leagues that don't have promotion relegation. The big ones do, like, England, Germany, Italy, Spain, France, all those. But not, I don't think the Dutch league has it. And they also have a playoff. It's not like, because the other leagues too, it's like, oh, you finish first in the regular season, you win the trophy. That's it. Because some people also complained about MLS having a playoff for the MLS Cup. And it's like, yeah, but I think the Dutch league has a playoff for it too. So it's not out of the question. It's not wild, but it would be interesting as far as like if they brought that to America or if they brought it to a different sport. Could you imagine? Because if that was the case, especially after today, apparently the Minnesota Twins would be sent down to fucking rookie A-ball because they just traded away fucking everybody today. Yeah, here's the thing. I was very much not a soccer guy until I want to say about the turn of the century, around 2000. And I started getting into it. Like my first real taste of soccer, like what it really was the World Cup in 94 when it was here. Again, that's how old I am. I was 12 when that happened. Well, I was 11, turning 12 in August. So, that was my first real full-fledged taste of soccer. And I was on and off on it for a while. And then, the 2000 came. The U.S. had I think it was 2002 where the U.S. had a good run in the Korea-Japan World Cup. And that's when I really started getting into it. And then I started watching some of the Premier League. And for some reason, my tortured sports ass just went to Tottenham. I was like, I like Tottenham. I like that team. Not realizing that they're one of the most snake-bitten and made fun of teams in European soccer. It's like, oh, well, shit. Picked off by the Chargers. And that's going to be most likely the last turnover of the game. Boy, is he going to run it all the way back? He gets it all the way back to inside the Lions 40-yard line, down to the Lions 35-yard line. And the Chargers can just kneel her out now. I enjoy it, because the soccer season starts, I think, in 2 weeks or so. It starts in early August. So I will 100% be watching that, and I'll be watching Tottenham, and especially now that they're in the Champion Leagues, I think they play on Tuesdays, so I'll be watching then as well, and rooting like hell for the Spurs. Come on, you Spurs! And hoping they play well. So we'll see. But again, I think part of me, it's very intriguing, the promotion relegation stuff, but it'd be nice. And we have a first kneel down here by Ugalagalele. ELS is just in a lather as the Detroit Lions have their 5th turnover of the season. And our resident Packer fan, not exactly heartbroken seeing the Lions have a difficult opening to their preseason. Another interception for the Lions, says ELS. 5 turnovers tonight. Holy crap, the Lions' backup QBs are horrible today. And that they are. So we'll see what happens. As the preseason goes on, who gets cut? Man, I got to tell you what. I think Kyle Allen is definitely cut tomorrow. Hamster, y'all doing the Friday forecast tomorrow? Yes, indeed, we are. Friday forecast will be coming at you live and in color right here on Stay Tuned Sports, where we will be covering the AFC West, where both me and Jimbo think how that division is going to shake out. Jimbo said he's got a bit of a surprise as far as his AFC West shakedown. I might have 1 or 2 surprises as well. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to check that out. And we have the countdown coming up on Tuesday. I certainly hope we don't pick the same goddamn teams again. Jesus Christ. Me and Jimbo just all the teams we have so far, we've each episode seems like it's just a repeat of of a past episode because we always have the same goddamn teams picked. ELS wants to know, King, can we get a Spurs soccer play-by-play broadcast? Maybe I'll do a Champions League watch-along. Because those happen usually about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesdays. So that would kind of leave things a little open, maybe. Even though I think we have the countdown on Tuesdays, so we'll see how we schedule that. We'll see how we'll work it out. So either that, maybe I'll do a couple Premier League ones on Saturday, because the Saturday ones happen early in the morning. So I might do that and then do college. I might do college football watch-alongs too. Do a couple Notre Dame games, and if there's any particular big college games, we might do that as well. I don't want to get too ambitious because sometimes Jimbo can do stuff, sometimes he can't. So I don't want to speak for him and be like, oh, like he can, we'll do this, or we'll definitely do this, or not do this. But we'll swing it. And listen, if we get people to watch, I'll do it. I will definitely do a Spurs broadcast. I know Jimbo won't. Jimbo hates soccer, but I would definitely do one. It's what else am I doing? Especially early on a Saturday morning. What else am I going to do? Do a 7:30 broadcast? Sounds good to me. Wake up early, get a pot of coffee ready, and watch a bunch of English lads go at it. That'll be fun. But there we go. That is the final from the very first game of the 2025 NFL season. It was a preseason game. It was a Hall of Fame game, but I had a fucking blast. I certainly hope you did as well. The Chargers are victorious, 34-7. And I got to say, Trey Lance looked really good, man. The one that usually you don't take out a lot from these games, I will say this: Trey Lance looked good. Does that mean anything? That'll be up to you. Does that mean he's a starter? No, clearly I don't think he's a starter. I don't think he's a starter ready for anybody in the league. But does this make a case for him being a solid backup there for the Chargers? There's a case. We'll see how the rest of the preseason goes. We'll see how he performs the rest of the way. But for this, right now, I got to say, that's the takeaway I have. Trey Lance looked good. 13 for 20, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. That's a pretty good stat line, if you ask me. So Hamster says, college football's pretty big down here. No. College football's big in the South? Get the fuck out of here. You got to be kidding me. You got to be yanking my dick. I was going to make a joke about Shannon Sharp, but I decided not to. Out of respect for his brother. He's going to Hall of Fame this year. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's have a little respect. Anyway, we will be doing the Friday Forecast live tomorrow, 4:45 p.m. right here. Same stay tuned time, same stay tuned channel. We'll make sure we get the links out there. Make sure you have your notifications on. Make sure you click that bell next to the subscribe button. If you've liked any part of this broadcast, thank you so very much. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Helps us out with the algorithms tremendously. If you're not already subscribed, like I said, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you want to help us out in any way, shape, or form, a little bit more tangibly, those ways, the like, share, subscribe, those are all free. If you want to donate a little bit to us, a little bit of the cash money, a little bit more help there, as I've mentioned several times on this broadcast, I have 17 cents in my bank account because I'm poor and jobless. You can go ahead and check out the donation station link in the links. The links is in the description below this video. Holy shit, I cannot talk. I don't know what's wrong with me. But we have a link for the donation station and our merch store. Both of those links in the description below this video. Took me a while to get that out, but I did. There we go. Preseason for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. So until tomorrow for the Friday Forecast, when me and Jimbo will there and reveal our predictions for how the AFC West will shake out. My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. And have yourselves a great rest of your Thursday. And happy August. Just about an hour and 4 minutes. It'll be August. August slipped away like a moment in time, just like Taylor told us. See you later, folks.